Hi guys, welcome back to Too Cool for Middle School and welcome to my first favorites video of 2018. My YouTube goal for the year is to, hi Jensen, do a favorites video every month. And I know a lot of like teacher YouTubers don't really do favorites videos, but I watch a lot of like beauty and lifestyle YouTubers, and this is how I started my channel, was with a lot of videos like this, favorites videos. And I think this will be really fun for me and hopefully for you, because I can talk about all of the things that I'm excited about lately, from fashion to beauty to teaching to motherhood to just whatever. Another one of my New Year's resolutions is to only buy one item of clothing each month, so I thought I would also show you whatever I decided to buy in my favorites video for the month, just so you can see kind of like how that consumer journey is going. So let's actually start with fashion this month, just because it's sitting right here and I kind of need to move out of my way. So the first thing is something that I got in December, but I wore it a lot during January. So this is a cardigan from Madewell. And I'm off to a rocky start in the new year. I'll explain a little bit with my ethical and conscious consumerism. So this is just like a nice kind of forest green cardigan. And this was something that was kind of missing in my wardrobe, and I just wanted a really nice, like cozy cardigan that would last me a long time. So this was expensive, but this is like an investment piece for me. And since I am kind of limiting how much clothing I buy, I want that clothing to be really high quality. And so I found that this goes with almost everything in my wardrobe. It's really comfortable and it like holds up well. It was around like $100, so it's really high quality. It's like a wool blend. It's nice and long and has pockets. So I'm happy with this purchase because it's something that I'm going to keep for a long, long time and I can wear all the time, at least until it gets too hot. So doing these videos is going to keep me really accountable for what I buy. And my very first purchases of the year were not fair trade or made in the US, but again, they were investment purchases. So at this point, I do actually have a lot of fair trade clothing and clothing that is made ethically in the United States by companies that I trust. But sometimes I just need like filler pieces just so that I can make those other pieces work with outfits. So I was at Kohl's, and these are from the Lauren Conrad collection, which I looked up and I don't see any evidence that they are ethically made, which is really a bummer. But these are just like olive green skinny jeans. They're like jeggings, I guess. And you can kind of see like that is my color palette these days. So I'm not going too crazy with anything that I buy. It's all kind of basics, but I've only had these for a month and I've worn them like every single week, I think. And I think they look really good with black, brown, white, and all the clothing I already have. So these really help me to make more outfits with my fair trade clothes. So I love those. And then I did buy one more thing as an investment piece. This is kind of a soft blazer. This is also by Lauren Conrad. It is rolled up a little bit on the sleeves. It's just a black blazer. I have a really hard time finding like jackets and things like this that fit me because I have very narrow shoulders, but I'm not like a really small person in general, so it's sometimes hard to find things that fit me, and this just did. So if I get into any kind of like presenting at conferences, which I'm hoping to do, I think I'm gonna need something like this to just go over, you know, any other outfit. It's just black, it's very simple, it's not too heavy, and I really didn't have anything like this before. This is my honest fair trade clothing journey. This is just what I had to do sometimes, is just fill in with a few things that you can just buy at typical retail stores. So next month I definitely plan on having something fair trade to show you. Also in the fashion category, I got these earrings at a fair trade store. I think that they have these in other places besides just where I live, but it's called 10,000 Villages, and everything that they sell is fair trade. So I specifically went there like to buy some more jewelry, and I was looking at what they had, and these are made in Cambodia. And I used to work with a lot of Cambodian students, and so I learned a lot about the history of Cambodia and the Civil War and the genocide. And on these earrings is the Khmer word for peace. And I just thought that was so beautiful. Like there were other more ornate earrings there, but just the fact that these said peace on them and they reminded me about the Cambodian history, I just thought that was so beautiful. And so I've worn these a lot. They're very simple. I've been wearing them constantly with all of my kind of olive green and black. Hey Jensen, can I see your toy? Another thing that I got at 10,000 Villages, because I had Jensen with me, is this little toy. This is fair trade. It's handmade in Kenya, and it just has this little handle up here just on a wire. And so if you push it, this little girl like pedals her bike. And what I love so much about this is that it's not plastic, it doesn't make any noise, it doesn't need any batteries, but this has been really good for Jensen whenever I have to take him somewhere, like take him to the store, because he's like around 20 months now and he's not real into like me carrying him all the time or being in the stroller all the time. He wants to walk, but he's really fast and he'll like run really far ahead of me. But if he's pushing this and concentrating on this, it kind of slows him down and just gives him something to do. So I've really enjoyed having this in the car pretty much at all times, and I just get it out whenever I have to take him into a store. So definitely check out 10,000 Villages if there's one around you. All the people there are volunteers. It's just a really cool organization. I like to support them whenever I can. Let's move on to some makeup. If you're not following me on Instagram, a lot of times on like Saturday mornings, I'll do little makeup tutorial, just like chit chats on Instagram Live. So that's usually the best place to see me like using these things. But the foundation that I've been using lately is the No. 7 Stay Perfect foundation. This is from Target. It's like light to medium coverage. It's not very thick, but it feels really nice and it looks pretty natural. I've also been loving this Burt's Bees blush. I got it on Amazon because I couldn't find it in any stores, but I'd heard a few people talking about it. This one is Bare Peach and it looks like a little, you know, honeycomb. And I just think this color like complements me really well. I like the kind of corally peachy color. Again, very natural looking. I also repurchased my favorite eyeshadow palette ever. I love the Urban Decay Naked Basics. I use this pretty much every day. Today I used it and then I also added like some sparkly cream eyeshadow, but I use this pretty much all the time. I just like the really matte, basic, natural colors most of the time to do my eyeshadow. I had totally used up my other one, so I got a new one. And then lastly for beauty, I also got this Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. I had never tried anything from Charlotte Tilbury before, but I know that beauty YouTubers like love all of her stuff. I got some blush that I just haven't loved as much as this. It's a little bit bolder and brighter and I have to like get used to that a little bit. But I love this lipstick. For one, I just love what it looks like. It's so like classic and pretty, and the bullet on it is really, really nice. Just looks like old Hollywood makeup or something. And I think this is her most popular shade. It's Pillow Talk. I think it used to just come in a lip liner, and there was only one left the day that I went to the counter, so the lady gave me a heads up and I snagged it. And all of the makeup I mentioned I'm wearing right now. These are just the things that I've been using on a daily basis. Let's get into a couple of books, and a few of these are kind of like notebook type things, but my first one is this. My friend Jeannie from A Little About a Lot had this, and also Kate from the Small Things blog. And it just kept like popping up in my Instagram feed. This is called Write the Word, and it's just a blank journal where they give you a verse for every day and you just hand write out that verse. So I usually just look it up on my phone and then copy it down, and then on the back page you can write like a little prayer or something that's on your heart, and there's a word for the day. And I've just loved doing this. It's kind of hard for me to figure out a good like devotions schedule or habit, and I tried a couple of things and didn't love them, but this was a really good way to just like meditate on scripture. And I love writing everything out. I use this pen. This is just like my perpetual favorite, my Muji .38 pens. They make your handwriting really nice. So I've been looking forward to this every single day, and just something I really like doing. So I got this on Amazon. I'll link it below. I highly suggest it. I've also been bullet journaling, and I will probably do a whole separate video on bullet journaling. I think I got this at Paper Source, but it's just been nice to not have things like cluttered with stickers, although I love stickers, but like I've just been keeping track of like my videos and stuff, and I love seeing it in this simple format. So definitely been enjoying bullet journaling, and I've been using the Micron 05 pens for this. I had started off with the like flare pens, like a black flare pen, and it smudged, so I didn't like that. Another book that I loved this month was The Locust Effect by Gary Haugen. If you do Dressember, I would definitely suggest reading this between now and then. It might take a while because it is very, very dense. It's very just full of tragedy and full of heartbreak, but it's about the violence that occurs in so many of these nations that, you know, we are fine with donating like money to them or food or healthcare or water sources or all of those kinds of things. But his argument is that none of those things matter when there's so much violence going on. You cannot trust the police. Rich people have their own private security. The police do not work for the common people. So people steal each other's property, they rape each other, they trap people in human trafficking and modern day slavery. And without addressing that violence, a lot of those other things just can't take root. Like healthcare and access to jobs and that kind of stuff just doesn't matter when you're being terrorized by these people in your community who also are usually being like terrorized by somebody else above them. So this is just a really eye-opening informational book. And again, if you do December, this is something I highly recommend. He started the International Justice Mission, and so if you want to know why we give money to the International Justice Mission, this is why. And basically I just want to like quit my job and work for the International Justice Mission now. Sorry, Jensen is giving us some background music over there, so I'll try to hurry up. The last book that I want to talk about for this month is Schomburg, The Man Who Built a Library. And most of you know that I did my master's thesis on Rothschild Francis, who came from the Virgin Islands, and he interacted with a lot of people in the Harlem Renaissance, and he kind of went back and forth between the Virgin Islands and New York and fought for Virgin Islanders' civil rights. So much of the research that I needed to get a hold of was at this library in New York City. And so this is the story, for one, of Arturo Schomburg, but then also it's just like a very wide history of Black history in general and of the things that he included in his collection. And I don't read a lot of picture books, so I don't know how this compares to other like picture books on Black history, but I can't imagine anything being better than this because it gives such a wide range of Black achievements in the Caribbean and in Europe and in Africa and in the United States. So I am going to read this to my kids on National Read Aloud Day, which I just discovered was a thing by watching some YouTube videos today. But this is also something that I'm just going to keep for Jensen because this has so much of his own history in it and he needs to know about this. And one of my goals in life is to go to the Schomburg Library in New York City. And if you ever go there, at that library they have a bunch of copies of Rothschild Francis's newspaper, The Emancipator. So when I was you know, going on a research trip for my master's, I could either go to the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., and they had some there, or to this library in New York City. And I chose to go to Washington, D.C., but if I had had more time and more money, I would have loved to just go both places. So I still want to go to New York, but anyway, this book is awesome. One other thing you can see right here is our new keyboard. I've been loving having this, you guys. It's so wonderful. I need to play it more, but this one always comes running high and says, "Nano, nano," as soon as I try to play.
Nano?
But it's great. I love that he is so interested in it. Like the second we get home from school, he goes, "Nano, nano."
Nano?
Yeah. And it's been so good just for my soul to play a little bit as well when I can get it in. So I'm working on some Hamilton songs, and maybe I'll be able to make a couple of music style videos soon. I think I had a couple of other things on my list, but this is my reality. If you're a working mom, you know. Okay, he's literally destroying everything right here. He is not going to let me continue. I need to go give him some attention. So I will see you next month with a February favorites. Stop. He's about to take down my camera stand, so let me know in the comments below what were your favorite things for the month of January, and I'll see you next time. Bye.